You can start with sir's permissions, right, sir? It is 5.
Yeah, so shall we begin?
Yeah, I think we can.
Good evening, everybody, and a warm welcome to this evening. Today, we are gathered here to uh, present our gratitudes and a tribute to the COVID martyr doctors who have given up their life in helping the mankind and helping the humanity and protecting and this world and the lives that matter a lot. So to begin with, a brief introduction of Mankind. Mankind Pharma as an organization was established in 1995 under the leadership of Mr. R.C. Juneja. Today we rank number 1 in terms of total number of prescriptions generated and number 4 in terms of revenue generated annually. We generate an average of 1 billion USD revenues on an annual basis. We have a strong presence in prescription drugs, OTC, and veterinary medicine. Our vision has been to be one of the most admired pharmaceutical company, Indian pharmaceutical company, providing affordable, quality and accessible products to every nook and corner of this country and this globe. As our mission has been to provide cost-effective, innovative products to the patients across the globe. In doing so, our philosophy has been providing quality medicine, which is a right to every patient to have quality medicine at an affordable price and make it available at each and every corner of the country wherever the patient resides, because 50% of our population they reside still in the urban areas. Some of the milestones to talk about: 1995 was the year when Mankind was formed, the foundation year of Mankind. 2007, we entered into OTC and veterinary medicine. 2008, we became number 1 in terms of number of prescriptions generated. 53 brands were in top 5 and 21 brands were number 1 position in their respective segments. We established a state-of-art R&D center at Manesar near Delhi in 2011. 2012 we expanded into the international market. We have again were number 1 in terms of total prescription generated 2019. Our flagship brand Manforce condoms was launched in 2014, and we launched our operations in US market in 2017, and we have acquired even a manufacturing unit in 2019 in US market. And today in 2019, we got our US FDA approved production units in India. Over the years, we have very strong presence in multiple therapeutic areas like anti-infective, gastroenterology, cardiovascular, diabetes, and many more. We enjoy leadership position in many of these segments, and in not only in terms of the number of prescriptions generated, but also some of our brand enjoy number 1 leadership position in their respective segments. Talking about our research and development capacities, we have a state-of-art research center at R&D Manesar, which is just outskirts of Delhi NCR. It is a state-of-art facility where more than 400 scientists work day and night on various projects, clinical trials, phase 1 to phase 4, regulatory filings, biopharmaceuticals, new drug development, biostatistics, pharmacopedia, PKPD, modules, and toxicology studies. So we really thank all healthcare professionals who have partnered with us in making us this journey possible and bringing us where we stand today. With this, I would like to invite Mr. Sandeep Mitra to take over the session and do the. So,
Thank you, Dr. Manish. In fact, it was a great opportunity and the pleasure for all of us to join this particular event. In fact, Dr. Manish has already briefed the core objectives of today's gathering. Now, dear doctor, it is a privilege and a proud moment for all of us at Mankind family that to share our heartfelt gratitude and this opportunity to pay our homage and the tribute to this very distinguished group of the COVID martyred doctors. Now, as we all know that being a leading pharma company, Mankind Pharma has always aspired to be recognized as a top brand, both in the revenue and the serving the mankind and the people through its corporate social responsibilities and actively getting involved in the certain distinguished and distinct social activities. I'm sure many of us presenting over here and witnessing this live event today We are all aware that Mankind Pharma has been involved actively in the country's fight against the pandemic in several ways. The company has produced affordable medicine. Can I have the next slide, please? The company has produced affordable medicines, donated ventilators, personal protective equipments, and medicines to various states who are most got badly affected during this pandemic. And during the initial stage of the pandemic in the country, I'm sure that all of us are aware that we have contributed and donated 51 crores to the Chief Minister's Care Fund and the Prime Minister's Relief Fund. And not only that, the employees in the company also to join this effort by contributing their one-day salaries to this relief fund. Not only that, the dedicated efforts of our police force in containing the spread of the coronavirus pandemic has been garnering respect from all the quarters of the society. And towards that, we supported the families of the policemen by donating 8.5 crores to their families. Now, very recently, also, we at Mankind also provided the substantial and significant financial support to each of the certain very distinct people across the different layers of the society. To name a few: the Rama Sahu from Orissa, Jyoti Kumari from Bihar, C. Mohan and from Madurai, Akshay Kotawa from Pune, and Devgania family from the Bankla village, Surat, who all helped the community in their own way during this pandemic. Now, during this ongoing COVID-19 outbreak, we lost, as we know, that many of our distinguished the doctors, the healthcare professionals, and the healthcare workers in their battle against this pandemic. And we can have the next slide. We truly salute these martyrs and all the healthcare workers who sacrificed their lives as the frontline heroes, and their contributions to the society has been commendable and incredible. We do agree that their losses are irreparable and irreplaceable, but we can always provide our support to their families by any means of our efforts, whatever little it may be. And towards that endeavor of serving life that is in line of the Mankind's philosophy and for a greater cause of humanity, Mankind Pharma has initiated this event of paying tribute and homage to selected 10 distinguished doctors from Tamil Nadu state itself, by providing some financial support to their families. And in this initiatives and endeavor, we are extremely thankful to Heartcare Foundations of India. And can I have the previous slide? Please skip the previous slide. Heartcare Foundations of India and IJCP to collaborate and partner with us and facilitating this entire event to have the successful executions across the every nook and corners of the country, by providing this financial support and making this event possible. And towards that endeavor, I am extremely, on behalf of Mankind family, we are extremely taking this great honor and the privilege, and we are thankful to Dr. K.K. Agarwal, our founder and the president of Heartcare Foundations of India, for agreeing and accepting our invitations and being a part of this, making this event possible. And we are also extremely thankful to our honorable chief guest of the today's evening, Dr. Praveen Raj, who is head of the JM Obesity and Diabetes Surgery Center at Chennai, Coimbatore, and also the director of the JM Hospitals Group. We are extremely thankful to both of you, sir, for accepting our invitation and making this event possible. And we are also extremely thankful to all the distinguished doctors who are attending this live webinar today. And let me make this note over here that all the 10 distinguished doctors whom we are going to pay tribute, their family members, friends, and the colleagues are also watching live this event. We are also thankful to each one of you for joining hands together with us to paying tribute to your near and the dear ones. With this few words, thank you once again. May I request Dr. K.K. Agarwal, sir, to kindly start the sessions and with your opening remarks and take it forward. Over to Dr. K.K.
Thank you, Sandeep Mitra ji. This is actually a moment full of heart, because we are remembering people who have lost their life, the frontline workers. They could never have imagined that they are going to lose their life because of a disease, unknown disease called COVID-19. But their life will not go in vain. They will always be remembered in every doctor's and public's heart. And we at Heartcare Foundation of India and IJCP are grateful to Mankind that all three of us collectively created this as an event to remember them. They will always, their biodata, their commitment, their loss will always be there on our websites so that people can remember them for all times to come. Before I speak on the subject, emerging therapies in COVID-19, I will first invite our chief guest, Dr. Praveen Raj, the head of GEM Obesity and Diabetic Surgical Center, Director, GEM Hospital Group, President-elect Obesity Surgery Society of India, President, International Excellence Federation for Bariatric Surgery, the EC member of Indian Association of GI Endosurgeons, the sectional editor, Bariatric Surgery, Journal of Minimal Access Surgery, the editor of Bariatric Surgery Practice Guide, and the author of Clinics in Bariatric and Metabolic Surgery, to say a few words. Dr. Praveen Raj.
Good evening, friends. And I think it's a honor to participate in this event that is organized by Mankind. I think the initiative is really appreciable. The trust division coming forward in recognizing the contribution and giving their life to save the needy at difficult times. And I think நிறைய பேர் தமிழ் இது வந்து தமிழ்நாடுல இருக்கக்கூடிய டாக்டர்ஸுக்கு நம்ம ஹானர் பண்ணக்கூடிய சிச்சுவேஷனால ப்ராப்ளம் தமிழே பேசலாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அண்ட் ஐ திங்க் இந்த கொரோனா அப்படின்ற ஒரு விஷயம் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 6-8 மாசமா நம்மளோட வாழ்க்கையை திருப்பி போட்டுருச்சு. புதுசா இது வந்தப்ப இது எப்படி இருக்க போகுது, அடுத்து என்ன கட்டம் யாருக்குமே தெரியல. ஸோ எந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரியா இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்லன்ட்டு ஒரு 1-2 months எல்லாரும் வெயிட் பண்ணி பார்த்த டைம்ல அது டாக்டர்ஸ்மே சிலர் நமக்கு எதுக்கு வம்பு அப்படின்னு எல்லாரும் வீட்டுல தான் நிறைய டாக்டர்ஸ் உட்காந்து நம்ம 2 months 3 months கழிச்சு ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணலாம்னு நினைச்சாங்க. பட் அதை மீறியுமே இல்ல, டாக்டர்ஸ் முன்னாடி நிக்கணும், நம்ம ஃப்ரண்ட் லைன் வாரியர்ஸ், நம்ம ஆர்மி மாதிரி, நம்ம இல்லைன்னா யாரு வரவங்களுக்கு பார்க்க வேணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஃப்ரண்ட்ல நின்னு அந்த ப்ராசஸ்ல ஐ திங்க் அன்பார்ச்சுனேட்டா தங்களையே இழக்க வேண்டிய நேரிய டாக்டர்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம வாரியர்ஸ்க்கும் மேலதான் நம்ம அவங்களை எடுத்துக்கணும். ஏன்னா டாக்டர்ஸ் யாரும் வாரியர்ஸா பார்க்க வேண்டிய ஒரு டைம் வரல. பட் இந்த டைம்ல அந்த முன்ன நின்று ஒவ்வொருத்தரும், ஏன்னா எல்லாம் நிறைய வீட்டுல வந்து எஸ்பெஷலி பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர்ஸ் வந்து எதுக்கு போறீங்க, பேசாம வீட்டுல இருக்க வேண்டியது தானே, எதுக்கு ரிஸ்க் எடுக்கிறீங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய டைம்ல ஃப்ரண்ட்ல நின்று, ஏன்னா பேஷண்ட்ஸ்க்கு ஏதாவது ஒண்ணா யார் பார்க்க முடியும், டாக்டர்ஸ் தானே பார்த்தாகணும். அப்படி நின்று அவங்களோட உயிரியே இதுக்காக கொடுத்த டாக்டர்ஸ் ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஃப்ரம் விதின், நானும் ஒரு மருத்துவரா மெடிக்கல் கம்யூனிட்டியில் இருக்க ஒருத்தரா ஐ திங்க் என்னோட மனமார்ந்த ஆழ்ந்த இரங்கங்களையும் சொல்லிக்கிறேன். பட் அந்த மாதிரி கஷ்டப்பட்டுட்டு இருக்கிற ஒவ்வொரு மருத்துவருக்கும் என்னோட வாழ்த்துக்கள் மற்றும் ஹேட்ஸ் ஆஃப் யூ நான் சொல்லிக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா இன்னைக்கு நம்ம இந்தியா எத்தனையோ யூரோப், இட்டாலி இருக்கக்கூடிய யூகே, இவங்க எல்லாரும் ஸ்ட்ரகிள் பண்ணி அவ்வளவு தூரம் போராடிட்டு இருந்த டைம்ல பட் இந்தியா இன்னமுமே வந்து நம்மளோட மார்பிலிட்டி ரேட்ஸை கம்மியா வச்சுக்க முடியும்னா இந்த பாப்புலேஷன்லயும் அதுக்கு இந்திய மருத்துவர்களோட அவங்களோட நாலேஜ் மட்டும் இல்லாம அந்த ஃப்ரண்ட்ல நின்று போராடக்கூடிய அந்த தன்னிலை வைக்க அவங்களோட மனசுதான் காரணம். அந்த வகையில இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனுக்கு நான் தலைமை தாங்குற ஒரு பெருமையா எடுத்துக்கிறேன். வெரி ப்ரிவிலேஜ் டு பி part of this function, and it is my honor to be here to participate where the warriors are being honored. It is more than a pleasure, or it is a pride and a privilege to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you, Praveenji. And I'll now give a short discussion on emerging therapies in COVID-19. But before that, I start the slides. We will observe a short silence for all the doctors who have left us, to whom we will remember forever. Can we just close our eyes and pay homage to them? Thank you. I'll show some slides to pick up, and will dedicate this presentation to all our So I'm dedicating this presentation to all our martyrs. So we salute these martyrs and all the healthcare workers who have sacrificed their lives as well. Today, we will be saluting 10 doctors from Tamil Nadu. Now, when we talk about emerging therapies in COVID-19, the emerging therapies can be FDA approved in USA, or it can be a nation-specific FDA approved. Second can be widely used, not approved. The third can be promising with some evidence. The fourth can be tentative. The fifth segment can be not promising. And the sixth segment can be pseudoscience. So these are the 22 corona treatments which US has classified. And then I will add some of them from India. Apart from these 23, two, that is a Regeneron's antibody cocktail, which was given to Trump, has been added as an emergency use authorization on November 21. An antibody treatment, that is bamlanivimab, also received an emergency use authorization on November 10. And remdesivir was approved in US as the first drug to treat COVID-19. The trial of Eli Lilly antibody therapy has been halted. These are the four latest things which I will come back. First of all, let us understand when we talk about emerging therapies, here I'm not touching the vaccine part, which we will touch in some other time. At this moment, we are talking about the first therapies is block the virus. So therefore, these are called antivirals. Obviously, the first drug is remdesivir. US says very effective. WHO says sorry. Remdesivir, they say that it may not be effective. Therefore, this should not be used. In India, most of the doctors in the hospital setting, when you have a patient with hypoxia, that means day 5, when you have demonstrable hypoxia, remdesivir is being given. The second drug is favipiravir. A small study in March indicated the drug might help purge the coronavirus from the airway. Large randomized trials are now underway. Remember, these two drugs act on RDRP. Therefore, they will only act if given early. Another drug, that is molnupiravir, is not available, but in US, it is going for a phase 2, phase 3 trial. People started thinking when this virus is attacking ACE2, why not give a recombinant ACE2 so that virus can rely on them and spare our cells. There is a mixed evidence. There is a evidence at a cellular level, but the results, the recombinant ACE2 proteins have shown promising results in experiment on cells, but not yet in animals or people. The time will come, it may come back as a future therapy. Ivermectin in India is used all over. It has still a tentative or mixed evidence. There is enough evidence in cells and humans. Practically, it is used today in each and every case, even though it is not yet approved by the US FDA. But in India, there are enough data to say ivermectin is being used to fight COVID-19 as far as India is concerned. Oleandrin is another compound by a shrub called oleander. The Mike Lindell, the chief executive of MyPillow, a donor to President Trump, said that when he took oleandrin, it made a lot of difference, but later on it came out he was also receiving monoclonal antibodies. So this is a drug. There is no evidence, but people are working on oleander shrub. Lopinavir and ritonavir came when everybody said this virus is reducing CD4 counts, but ultimately it was removed from the solitary trial. But the drugs could still have a role to play in certain combination treatments. I personally feel if on day one you see a very, very low lymphocytic count, specifically CD4 counts, this drug may work. Hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine, everywhere there are controversy, but as far as India is concerned, this drug is still being used as an anti-diabetic and for prophylaxis of close contacts. Apart from antivirals, we can have mimicking the immune system. That means if you mimic or make the immune system strong, the things may change. Convalescent plasma, again, there is a controversy, yes and no. Ministry says no, and the clinical trial says yes, but if used early, may prove some benefit. Monoclonal antibodies is going to be the future. There is also a possibility that convalescent plasma is being said bye-bye to make monoclonal antibodies enter in the market. WHO also said we are going to do a lot of work on monoclonal antibodies. USA, one of the drugs has already been approved. Israel is approving. And then after Donald Trump received it, everybody today is talking about monoclonal antibodies. Interferons, we know when the virus enters, interferon 1 alpha is produced. There are two studies which talks about, one study says interferon is not effective. The second one says if you give it by nebulizer, it is effective. Interferon may be another drug as an emerging therapy. Apart from that, the third thing is putting out friendly fire, cytokine response. That means anti-cytokine response treatment, anti-Th1 response treatment. It's something like extinguishing the fire. And if you do that, that means anti-CRP drugs, anti-IL-6 drugs. Dexamethasone today has become a standard treatment. I would add here prednisolone. I would add here methylprednisolone. Today, when we are giving prednisolone in every case of Bell's palsy, which is also a viral illness, why not every case of COVID-19 is a matter of debate. But it has now become a mainstay of treatment on day 3. If you get CRP more than 10, if you get fever more than 101, cough appearing on day 3, or if you see ground glass opacity on CT scan, dexamethasone becomes now a necessity. The second is a lot of work is now going on cytokine inhibitors, which means interleukin inhibitors, whether it is IL-6 inhibitor has practically gone out of market, but lots of new drugs are coming at the level of TNF-alpha, IL-6, IL-8, IL-1 beta. Another drug which even mankind has is a herb called Calmake, which reduces IL-6 TNF blocker. It also reduces TNF-alpha and IL-1 beta. And that also can be a herbal drug, which can be used extensively to modify cytokine inhibitors. I am personally in favor of that. Another thing people are working on is the blood filtration systems, like dialysis. This is a cytokine dialysis, you can call them as. So they say, why not take the bad cytokines out and keep the good cytokines? The work is going on this particular aspect. People are also working on stem cells, but the NIH says no as on today. They are unproven, but studies are going on stem cells. Then other treatments we can come back is prone positioning now has been established as a treatment. Start practicing sleeping prone and it may look like a drug. Ventilators, no more use now. We are talking about HFNC, high flow nasal cannula, and BiPAP, and ventilators are to be used only when it is a must. Anticoagulations now have come back and will stay. I personally feel every patient should be given oral anticoagulation on day one, because 20% of the people with this virus will develop hypercoagulable state. Vitamin and mineral supplements have come to stay. Zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin D. The management of COVID-19 is incomplete without vitamin C, anti-inflammatory, zinc, antiviral and anti-cytokine effect, and vitamin D for specifically for lung inflammatory conditions. So you cannot treat a patient without vitamin C, without vitamin D, and without zinc. Then comes is the role of mefenamic acid over paracetamol, because mefenamic acid takes care of NLRP, IL-1 beta, and nuclear factor kappa KB pathway. Colchicine is an inhibitor of interleukin 1 beta. Therefore, if you have high-grade fever, colchicine and mefenamic combination may be able to spare the steroids for post-COVID condition. B12 with carnitine available as neurokind LC is a drug, because B12 is not absorbed properly in a post-COVID situation. If you have fatigue, you may have to use B12 and carnitine. And now melatonin is coming as a prevention as well as for the treatment for a post-COVID treatment. So therefore, these are others from Indian perspective, because they are not being mentioned in the US FDA list. So I feel there is enough role of these drugs in India: mefenamic acid, colchicine, B12, melatonin, and carnicine. Then it comes is FDA has list of around 100 therapies, which they call them as pseudoscience and fraud. This can be a separate lecture, because if you are talking about them, then FDA in US is taking action. Just to say a few of them: drinking or injecting bleach and disinfectants. Once it was told by the US president, why not do that in April? But this is a blunder. And the drinking or injecting bleach and disinfectants is something, this is a warning, do not do this. People came back and said, make the person sit in the UV light to kill all the viruses, has no value, it can cause skin cancers. So those types of tunnels which came of a UV light, you can use UV light for a non-human person, but not for the human being. So this is a warning, there is no evidence. Silver, a lot of people are promoting silver as an antiviral agent, and FDA has threatened legal actions against a host of people claiming silver-based products are safe and effective against COVID-19. So they have taken action against many people. So anywhere, if you say my wall is anti-COVID, my utensils are silver coated, therefore antiviral, my mask has a silver. So they basically are talking about US FDA is taking action for that particular thing. So to all of you, remember that I'm dedicating this lecture to all my colleagues who have lost their life with one simple message, that from henceforward, no doctor in the community in our profession should lose his or her life. Indian Medical Association, I'm the task force person, and we came out with the guidelines endorsed by Confederation of Medical Association of Asia and Oceania, that medical doctors have a high viral load. Medical doctors have a high viral load positive. That means they will have early rapid antigen test positive. They will also have a high cellular response. That means their neutrophilic lymphocytic ratio may be abnormal on day one. All our medical colleagues, if we give them vitamin C, vitamin D, along with zinc from day one, and along with that, we give them oral anticoagulation and steroids unless contraindicated, we may be able to prevent them from going to cytokine storm. I'm thankful to Dr. Praveen Raj and Mankind and IJCP and Heartcare Foundation of India who have gathered together to honor, I would say honor, I'm not going to, because they have lost their life. We need to salute them. They have gone for a cause. They have gone for a purpose. They have, all of them have given a ray of hope for the future. Their losing their life would mean they have been able to put up guidelines to prevent other doctors from going. Thank you. I'll now request Dr. Praveen Raj, our chief guest, to pay a tribute to COVID martyred doctors.
For that enlightening lecture on emerging. And I think definitely we as a medical community have been able to manage the virus way better than many other countries, probably because of the spike was much later in our country. We were able to understand the sciences, the new technology that were emerging, and probably we adopted it well. We got it here and we were able to really do it, and to look at in the incidence of mortality to the number of cases that we have had. Again, it's my privilege to pay tribute to the COVID martyr doctors from Tamil Nadu, being myself a doctor from Tamil Nadu region, and I think it is a proud moment for me. And I think the saying that you see in the slide probably doesn't hold more better than for doctors. Heroes are those who risk their lives every day to protect our world and make it a better place. And especially in times when the doctor-patient trust deficit has been widening. And I think COVID was an opportunity to show where doctors are, what doctors have been doing, and what doctors are capable of doing. In that sense, I salute everyone in the medical community, includes the doctors and the other healthcare professionals, to be standing in front. So among the few doctors, very senior doctors who have lived their life protecting the people and who have eventually succumbed to the disease, is something we really cannot forget. And I think this is an opportunity to pay our tribute on behalf of all of you here. I would like to pay my tribute, starting with Dr. Sriram. And I think from Karur. In fact, my in-laws place is from Karur. Dr. Sriram pati nariya kelvi pattirken. A very renowned orthopedician with more than 37 years of experience, who's been part of the who's been the president of the Karur Ortho Club. And of course, நீங்க கரூர் பக்கத்துல வந்து அவர் கேட்டீங்கன்னா தெரியும், நிறைய free medical camps ரெகுலரா பப்ளிக்காக he's been consistently doing. Not just that, முடியலன்னு வந்தா அவங்களுக்காக எவ்வளவு தூரம் பண்ண முடியுமோ அந்த அளவுக்கு பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு சிறந்த மருத்துவர் டாக்டர் ஸ்ரீராம். ஐ திங்க் அவர் வந்து என்றென்றுக்கும் நம்ம மெடிக்கல் கம்யூனிட்டியோட எல்லாத்தோட மனசுலும் கண்டிப்பா அவர் இருப்பாரு. And I think on all of you, I pay my regards and gratitude to the entire family of Dr. Sriram from Karur. Next, Dr. Dinesh from Madurai. He was the chairman in Madurai. Very, very renowned consultant physician and medicine specialist with more than 30 years of clinical experience, who was, I think, the corona one time la irundhe, and I think standing or clinician munna irundu whatever happens now, I think we have to be here abdin munna ninnu. But however, he had to sacrifice himself for the needy. I think adha probably looking back, but all other ways, probably this would have been the most satisfying way, because sacrificing ourselves, serving people, is something every person who lives for the society will be happy about. And I think he has always lived his life on the other, especially Madhuril irukkudiya labor population he has contributed a lot. And நீங்க பப்ளிக் கிட்ட கேட்டீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப பேஷண்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லி டாக்டர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒருத்தர் தான் டாக்டர் தைனேஷ். And I think we pay our regards and gratitudes and our condolences to Dr. Dainesh's family from Madurai. Next, please. Dr. Jodi Nathan from Sivagasi, very, very, very senior physician with more than 30 years of experience. And especially Sivagasi in Sonale Theriyum, it's all about firecrackers. அதுக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய லேபரர்ஸ்க்காக நிறைய கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணி அவங்களுக்குன்னு கேம்ப்ஸ், டெடிகேட்டடா ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ், ஃப்ரீ ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தக்கூடிய ஒருத்தர். அகேன் இந்த மாதிரி டைம்ல அவர் நம்மளோட இல்லைன்றது வந்து நமக்கு ரொம்பவே சங்கடமான ஒரு விஷயம். I think on behalf of all of us would like to pay our tributes and condolences to Dr. Jyotinathan's family from Sivakasi. Next, please. Dr. Rex Paul Raj from Nagarkoil, another very senior, eminent healthcare professional with more than 35 years of experience in clinical medicine, and a person again, ellarthu mariyume speciality is he's always been serving for the poor. Very low cost treatment was his identity, and அவர்கிட்ட வந்து இல்லைன்னு சொன்னாலும் வாட் எவர் இட் இஸ் நம்ம வந்து நம்ம கிட்ட நம்பி வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் அனுப்பக்கூடிய ஒருத்தர். Again, in the his sacrifice, we all will remember for years to come, and our sincere gratitude and condolences to Dr. Rex Paul Raj's family. Dr. Kodandaraman from Rajapalayam, again another physician who was in the field from the time the corona pandemic started in the country. Senior Vice President at the IMA, Tamil Nadu State Council Board, with more than 40 years of experience in clinical medicine. And I think during the corona times or non-corona times, a person, again, who's always the needy, staying in front, social service, a very good human being, and a great soul. I think we should pay tribute for his contributions, not just to COVID, but for his 40 years of experience and for serving the poor. Our sincere gratitudes and condolences to Dr. Kodandaraman's family from Rajapalayam. Dr. Ramachandran from Madurai, a senior consultant, who was Chief Department of Pediatric, Madurai Government GH, and Professor of Department of Pathology at Madurai Medical College, with more than 50 years of experience in clinical medicine and pediatry. He was a major in NCC, received award from the President of India, and again, a very patient-friendly. Among his social work, he always used to help poor patients by providing low-cost medicine. Our condolences to Dr. Ramachandran's family. Next will be Dr. Bala Gurunathan from Ramanathapuram, Tamil Nadu, a senior consultant physician with 50 years of experience in clinical medicine. So you know how much that means, how many lives he would have saved all through his years. And a patient who has always lived for somebody. And again, a patient, I think as you see, everybody in some way or the other, I think ஏழைகளுக்காக முன்னாடி நின்று இலவசம் இல்லாட்டி சலுகை கட்டணத்துல தான் எல்லாருமே, அதுதான் அவங்களோட சிறப்பே. ஸோ 50 வருஷமா உட்காந்து ஏழை மக்களுக்கு பண்ணணும், அப்படிப்பட்ட சிலர் தான் செலக்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். அந்த வகையில ஐ திங்க் டாக்டர் பால குருநாதன் அவர்களை இழந்தது வந்து மெடிக்கல் கம்யூனிட்டிக்கு ஒரு பெரிய இழப்பு. சின்சியர் கண்டோலன்சஸ் டு டாக்டர் பால குருநாதன்ஸ் ஃபேமிலி. Next is Dr. Jayachandran Pandian, again from Ramanathapuram, very, very senior physician with 40 years of practice. He was very popular, and அதாவது எல்லாரும் சொல்றது வந்து எப்ப போனாலும் அவரை பார்த்துட முடியும். அவர்கிட்ட எப்ப இந்த நைட் சண்டேவோ சாட்டர்டே நைட்டோ எப்ப போனாலும் பார்க்க முடியும். Very hard and a dedicated worker of his times. And I think in the corona pandemic அவர் இழந்தது will be a big loss for the entire medical community. Sincere condolences to Dr. Jayachandran Pandian's family. Dr. Swaminathan from Mayiladurai. He was a chief at GSK Hospital with more than 44 years of clinical practice. A person known for his camps and contributions to the rural community, and to somebody who maintained a great relationship with every patient whom he treated as a family member. As again, his loss is a very big loss to the medical community, and he will always be remembered for his contributions to the field of medicine. Last but not least, Dr. Devadas from Trichy. He joined railway service in Mysore in 1962, Tamil Nadu Medical Service in Salem in 1963, Mayiladurai, Udumalpet, Madurai, Coimbatore, and Trichy. I think he's been everywhere in Tamil Nadu. who has devoted 5 decades of his practice with 29 years in government service. And he served as a civil surgeon specialist in pediatrics at Trichy Government Headquarters Hospital from 1984 to 92, recipient of the Senior Pediatrician Award in 1997. And among his various social work, he used to provide transport. See, treatment கொடுக்கிறது மட்டும் கிடையாது, but transportum, food for his poor patients, treatment மட்டும் கொடுக்கிறது இல்லாம வந்துட்டு போறது உங்களுக்கு முடியலையா இந்த காசு கொடுத்து அனுப்பக்கூடிய ஒரு கெப்பாசிட்டி எத்தனை பேர் மெடிக்கல் கம்யூனிட்டி இருந்தாங்க அப்படி மக்களுக்கு வந்து தெரியாமே ஒரு டிவைடே வருது. பட் இவங்கள மாதிரி சிலர் இருக்கிறனாலதான் இன்னமுமே மெடிக்கல் சர்வீஸ் அப்படின்றது வந்து ஒரு மேலோங்கி இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு சர்வீஸா நம்ம பாக்குறோம். அந்த வகையில ஐ திங்க் இவ்வளவு பெரிய மனிதர்கள் நம்ம இழந்தது வந்து பெரிய இழப்பு. நம்மளோட மெடிக்கல் கம்யூனிட்டிக்கு அது பெரிய இழப்பா இருக்கும். பட் ஹவெவர் இந்த போராட்டம் அப்படின்றது தொடர்ந்துட்டு தான் இருக்கும். நிறைய பேர் தங்களோட வாழ்க்கையை நிறுத்தி வாழ்க்கையே முன்ன வச்சு போராடிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஐ திங்க் இந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டியில் இவங்க எல்லாம் வந்து நம்ம நினைவு கூறுறது வந்து ஒரு பெருமை மிக்க ஒரு விஷயம். ஒரு மருத்துவரா, ஒரு ஜெனரலா ஐ திங்க் இவங்க எல்லாத்துக்கும் என்னோட சல்யூட்ஸ். அவங்க ஃபேமிலிக்கும் அவங்க கூட நின்று சப்போர்ட்டா இருந்த
So thank you, Dr. Praveen Raj, to share and paying a tribute to COVID martyr doctors. And that's what Mother Teresa said. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. These doctors, why doctors are called semi-gods? A, beneficence, sabka bhala. Non-maleficence, kisi ka nuksan nahi, nobody should be harmed. And then they are known to take away the sufferings of the people. So these were the doctors who took away the sufferings of the people and lost their lives. We pay our salute to them. So I hand it over to Sandeep Mitra ji and Dr.
Yes,
Mani. Yes.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. K.K. Agarwal, sir. Thank you, Dr. Praveen Raj, sir. And it is a great moment for all of us. In fact, as Dr. Agarwal said and mentioned in his opening remarks, that our heart is full with the kind of the contribution, the kind of relentless effort and the dedications and the passions all our these senior 10 distinguished doctors who made in their effort over the last so many years, so many decades. In fact, I'm sure that all of you must have witnessed during these tribute sessions where Dr. Praveen Raj sir has conveyed his gratitudes and paying homage, that all these senior distinguished healthcare professionals of our time, who had been so kind, so heartful in terms of their dedications and the effort of helping the poor. I was just going through the presentations where everybody in one of their major the contribution toward the society has been to be there always and helping the poor, not only by having the free medical camps, but very, very important, some of the people who had actually in fact helping their poor patients and the people of the society by providing the transportations, by providing the food, in addition of providing the low cost medications and not even charging for their consultation fee, providing the free treatment. So which is incredible, which is commendable, and their efforts will never go waste. We'll all will remember them forever. In fact, it is a great opportunity. We do always feel that we are so proud to be associated for this noble endeavor. We, on behalf of the Mankind family, we are extremely thankful, and our heartfelt gratitude is there, and our support will be always there with all the family members, their colleagues, and the friends who have been associated with these true, real heroes. We salute their effort. And with this, we are going to officially conclude these sessions. And thank you so much, Dr. Agarwal sir, for the valuable presence and accepting our invitations to be part of this noble project on behalf of the Heart Care Foundations of India and IJCP. Thank you, Dr. Pravindra sir, to be there, and thanks to each of every members of the society and all the healthcare professionals and the family members to be part of this event. Thank you so much. Stay safe and stay healthy. Good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you.